So grape harvest this year is going to be pretty short. So this harvester's not going to be here for long. So I figured I might as well give you a little tour of it. This is not our harvester. We have basically another local grower who comes in and does it custom for us. This time of year, we're just way too busy with the apples to get out and shake the grapes. There's a very strict load schedule you got to stick to, and with everything we're doing in apples, we'd never be able to make it. Not saying in the future we won't. I'd like to have a harvester to run grapes, but as of right now, apples just takes up too much time, and we just can't put more of our guys, separate them, some shake grapes, some do apples, when there's just too many apples to get off. But anyway, this is a Naren harvester, so they're pretty popular in this area for the most part. This was when grapes first started happening in this area. Naren was being sold by a local dealership, so it's kind of stuck around. Some of them don't have a cab on them. It's in the area, they got a cab, some don't. The Chisholm Rider is another really popular harvester around here. This harvester is a little bit different than the one you see Jay Hill have on Instagram. His is made for wine grapes. This one is not. So the biggest difference between a wine grape harvester and a juice grape harvester is the wine grape harvester is made, it's a lot more pricier too, but it's also made to catch more of the juice. These aren't. And that's only because juice grape prices are nowhere near what a price is for wine grapes. But really simple. Basically, I guess I'll walk up there. The cab is super simple. Not a whole bunch to it. But it has a little platform. So right here is the conveyor. Maybe I should start down below first so I can really show you how the whole thing works. Just running in the grapes. Simply, we're just, again, too busy with the apples. That's why they're here to harvest in the first place, so we don't have to be out here. I have driven one a few times before. They're actually really fun to drive. But hopefully we'll one day have our own, but that's probably far off in the future. But basically, this harvests one row of grapes at a time. And so you kind of follow in the tractor seat, this post or pole or whatever that is, you keep that on the grape row. The grape row then runs through here. These little fingers kind of move back and forth and shake the grapes off the vine. They fall down these little boards, which deflect them off, and these move with the posts and plants, and they're all fairly hard. Knock them off. But so these kind of deflect them in these conveyor belts. These conveyor belts then run them to the back of this harvester. After they run out of the back of the harvester, you can see down here, so they'll get shaken here, run off these belts. These belts, throw them, come off the bottom, dump into another conveyor, which throws this up into here, which there's a blower here. So after those grapes come off that conveyor and hit in here, this blower will shoot out from this chute any leaves or debris that shouldn't be in there. Then the grapes get carried up that conveyor, and then we'll head up there again and I'll show you where it goes from there. Now it gets carried up this conveyor and a conveyor over there, and both those blowers do the same thing. Once it goes near that blower, any debris gets shot out both those two chutes, so no leaves are getting in the tanks. Those are your tanks. You want as much juice and grapes you can in there. So it runs off this little conveyor line. Tap one over here real quick. Runs across this conveyor from both these conveyors going up, and there's like a little, my boxes are over there for apples, show the name, so stay away from that. They both fall from this conveyor onto this little, well, another conveyor. But it's like an auger arm of a combine. And that shoots out another couple rows. And all those grapes just get funneled down into a box. So we'll run over real fast to one of the tractors to show you the boxes. So this is a 5525. You've seen the same one. We have same tractor, just different grower. These are the boxes. They're just wood boxes, and in the inside they're lined with like a basically a hard plastic. And that conveyor comes over and is right on top of it, just like you would a grain car. Some of you are unloading on the go, and the whole time you're moving. You're not stationary, because the grapes are as they're being harvested through, they're being put over into the box. So there's no storage tanks like on Jay's for wine grapes. It has those big storage tanks on the back. Well, these don't have it. So the whole time the tractor's matching the speed of the harvester and throwing them in these boxes. Each one of these boxes can hold 2 tons. And then everybody loads their tanks a little bit different. They use just a regular front end loader. It's John Deere 7510 with a loader attachment. It works good. You know, some guys use an OBN, some use, you know, a Case Hardland forklift. If you got a pad, you can use a Toyota or something. Everybody does it different. This is just the way they do it. Seems to work good. They unload pretty fast. And then there's no semis here, but you'd have a semi with a 42-foot flat trailer, and you haul them basically you can't stack them, it's too heavy, so you just do 1 row on each side. It works pretty good, and then you're scheduled to how many loads you get a day. You can see this row hasn't been harvested yet, still got some grapes in there. This row, you can see you can see a pretty good difference. Focus, there we go. On the one that's harvested, it hurts the plants to a point. You can see most of these plants and leaves and vines under some pretty good stress now. You see the bunches are absolutely shook clean. There's no berries left. The only problem is a bunch like this that stayed on there carries phomopsis over to the following year. There's nothing you can do about it. It's gonna overwinter. They're not gonna fall off. So he's got to spray damn good the next year. And I shouldn't say we're not gonna harvest as much this year. We're gonna harvest the whole farm. There's not a lot out here. It's a very light crop. Again, the polar vortex that took the peaches, got most of the grapes too, at least the Niagaras. We have some Concords that we'll harvest those. There's gonna be a normal average crop in there. But for the Niagaras, there ain't much there, but we'll harvest what we can. Right now we're in Niagaras. They got a pretty good sweet flavor to them. They should be pretty sweet with not having many out here. On a normal year, there's a certain number of bricks you have to get them in the door. So usually the heavier crop is, your grapes normally aren't going to be, that's like a pretty good one. Your grapes normally aren't going to have as high of bricks, which bricks determines how much we get paid, which is the sugar content. The more sugar in your grapes, the more you're going to get paid. So if you got a light year like this, they get sugar really easy because there's not as many bunches to spread it over. So the plant is using all of its nutrients, all of its energy towards a small amount of clusters. It's going to ripen them faster. But this year we've had some really cold weather. Cold weather doesn't really do good for grapes. The sunlight really bakes that sugar in. For apples, yeah, we need the cool nights. The cool nights color the apples, and hot days build the sugar in the apples. Another thing for grapes too is rain. So we've been getting some rain. Rain is really bad for grapes. And one, you can see right here the track from the harvester, because the tires go over each side when I harvest the one row at a time. I'm gonna have an old rut here. It's gonna be bouncy, but my tires, when mowing or something or spraying, run right over it, so it's usually not a problem. But not only does it tear up your vineyards because it gets all muddy, but the rainwater actually washes out the sugar content in the grapes. So whatever sugar you have built up, it rains, and you test the sugar the following day, you'll see a decrease in your Brix content, which really sucks because that's money out of your pocket. So hopefully, you know, we'll keep moving on grapes. It'll be a fast harvest, that's for sure. You know, the harvesters can run faster. So it's just another one of them years. Hopefully next year everything will be a little better and will be heavier. Maybe we're gonna go dump that rain gauge real quick I put in the other day too. Get ready for some more rain this weekend. Lucky us. Looks like we got about 3/4 of an inch. We don't really need any rain, but guess we'll get ready for the next rain. Lucky us. There we go. Well, that'll probably wrap it up for this video. I got another couple semis coming in tonight. I gotta get loaded up. There's a nice sunset going over the vineyards, and some beans. These beans, the Renner planted in the back. You can see they're just getting some yellow over there. But these are green. They're not very big. I mean, we didn't get a lot of rain this year at all. These aren't gonna be very high yielding. From what I hear, a lot of the soybeans in the area are gonna be 20s to 30 bush to the acre. I haven't heard anything on corn yet. Maybe we'll get out in some fields here next few days if I get some time. We're gonna be a couple days until we go to the next variety of apples anyway. They're this cool weather, they're just not ripening like they should. So we will see. So you guys like this video, subscribe, you know, watch out for more content. If you want to see more of what I do on a daily basis, check out the Instagram, K Farms, and I'll see you guys in the next one.